I'm also going to make a link that isn't very well known between productivity and emotional healing. If you're not doing your emotional healing, then no matter what books you read and courses you do and good intentions you have, you will sabotage your productivity because you've got this dark energy repressed within you. It's one of the things I love about Marcus Aurelius in Meditations, where he actually said, if someone wrongs you, that's none of your business. If someone wrongs you, that's on them. It's none of your business. Okay, I'm going to get right into it. So if you're just joining me, this will be a valuable, I'm guessing 15 minutes we're going to spend together. I'm going to walk you through 9 specific insights and tactics that will help you make this new year, hopefully the best year you've ever had. Number 1, you want to do hard things. Hard things have a bad reputation in our society right now. We are in many ways a culture and society of people who pursue weak things. We are very much pleasure seekers, and we are afraid to be like those Spartan warriors who endured hard winter training. It is the doing of hard things that makes you stronger, that introduces you to your primal genius. It is the doing of difficult acts, even in terms of writing a book, starting a business, making a great relationship, cooking a difficult meal. It is the doing of difficult things that introduces us to our gifts and talents. So in a world where so many people just want to have fun, just want the easy route, has very little payoff. I mean, it's such a paradox. So many of us want easy work. We write the easy book. We start the easy business. We have the easy relationship. We have the easy conversations. We read the easy books. We watch the easy podcasts. We follow the easy social media influencers. But hard has the greatest payoff. People often ask me, Robin, how do I get stronger? Do hard things. Yes, get up at 5 a.m. in the morning until it's easy. Yes, learn to fast, perhaps. I'm not giving you medical advice. Fasting is incredibly powerful for me. Isn't it interesting how many of the great artists fasted? How many of the great monks fasted? How many of the great spiritual heroes fasted? In many traditions, before you do deep spiritual work, you go on let me hear you, fast. So anyway, point number 1, do hard things. Let me pause right now and ask you, no matter where you are in the world, what will you do today to launch you on the path of hardness? Will you forgive the unforgiven? Will you forgive someone? Will you once and for all start talking to yourself in nicer ways? Will you pick a project that you will launch starting today that will push you to the jagged edges of your deepest potential? A lot of you know I'm finishing up my new book. I spent all of last year on it. I probably went through it 15 times, 15 rounds. When it was hard, when it was easy, when I was exhausted, when I thought it was good enough, I kept on pushing every word, every model, because I wanted it to be the best that I could do. Not only because that's what you deserve, that it's my way of showing you respect. I give you the best I can do, but it's also my way of transforming myself. Because as I go to places I've never visited as an artist, I see how far I can go.
Hi, Jasper Basson here. I just wanted to remind you about the Daily Entrepreneur Tips series. It's a business growth series for entrepreneurs and contains financial information and also information to grow you as a person and your business, because we will never grow our business any higher than we grow ourselves. So click on the link below and I will send you daily information to grow you as a person and your business, and it's for 365 days of the year.
Second point, keep your promises. Not only the promises you make to your clients, not only the promises you make to your kids, not only the promises you make to your significant other, not only the promises you make to your friends. In a world where the majority is involved in the habit of broken promises made. I mean, we treat our promises so disrespectfully. We say to someone, yeah, I'll call you at 5 a.m. or Friday at this time. Yeah, I'm going to introduce you to a friend that I think will help you launch your business. Yeah, I'm going to make you this new meal I've been working on. And we break the promise. Every promise you break reduces your credibility and the trust the other person has in you. But here's the real key on point number 2. Keep the promises you make to yourself. People always say, Robin, how can I become braver? How can I build discipline? How can I be more productive? How can I enter and accelerate on the path of mastery? Keep point number 2 in this Instagram Live, where I'm bringing you fire at the beginning of this year. Keep the promises you make to yourself. If you say, yes, I'm going to join the 5 a.m. club, then do it. If you say, yes, this is the year I will release the past, then do it. If you promise yourself you will no longer ruminate about negative things and worry because it's so destructive, then keep that promise. If you say that tonight at 8 o'clock you're going to spend an hour reading a book so you develop your wisdom and your brain and your character, then do it. And as you keep on doing the things you've promised yourself you would do, you grow in self-respect. As you grow in self-respect, you accelerate self-love. When you love yourself, then here, I'm going to make a link that's not very popular. The more self-love you have, the more you will live and express your primal genius. You see, showing your genius to the world, taking great care of your body, building a beautiful life is an act of self-love. Most of us don't do the things we know we should do because we don't love ourselves very much. Point number 3, trust your instincts. Most of the mistakes I've made in my own life, and I've made a lot of mistakes, in the new book, which will be out at least in North America in the next few months, probably next 5 months, I'll be sharing my personal story, as I've never shared. But I'll simply say for now, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, and I don't want you to make the mistakes that I've made. The biggest mistakes I've made in my life are in situations where I did not trust my instinct, and I listened to other people. I wrote this in the 5 a.m. club. Your instinct is wiser than your intellect. Trust your heart over your head. Now you'll say, Robin, why? The brain is so powerful, intellect is so powerful. Well, I suggest to you that we live in a culture and a society that values intellect over the silent whispers of the heart. Right now, there's a lot of science confirming elite performance and a lot of the wisdom of the ages is now being confirmed by neuroscience. So now people are believing it. That's just because there's a bias in our society towards science. Is science important? Absolutely. It's wonderful that neuroscience and positive psychology is bearing out what the sages have said for thousands of years. But that doesn't mean we should discount wisdom, even if it's not backed up by science right now. I hope you understand what I'm saying anyway. All I'm saying on this third point is trust your instinct. There is an inner hero deep within your core that knows what's best for you. Call it your higher power. Call it God. Call it instinct. Call it intuition. Call it the muse. Call it Fred. Call it Sunita. I don't know what you want to call that wisdom within you, but you have it. Now, It might be blocked because you haven't used it, so it's atrophied like a physical muscle. But that doesn't mean you don't have this incredible power deep within you. The last chapter of the 5 a.m. Club that so many of you have found so moving and transformational, that's really what the last chapter is about. That's really what Soul Set is about. Remember the 4 interior empires in the 5 a.m. Club book? Mindset, heart set, health set, soul set. Well, soul set. Soul set is not weak. Soul set is not kumbaya. Soul set is not granola. Nothing wrong with granola. It's good food. But souls, I'm trying to marry a bunch of contrarian ideas. I'm trying to suggest to you that even Soul Set is absolutely mission critical for elite performance and high productivity. And I've been on this bandwagon for almost 25 years. Because a lot of people say, well, spirituality isn't really relevant for me building a movement, building a great business. Please, please hear me, and I say this with great love and respect. How can you build a world-class business? How can you build a movement if you're not intimate with your own spirituality? If you don't know your inner heroism, if you haven't given over the rest of your life to a cause and a crusade that is so much bigger than yourself. I think a lot of the problems in the world right now are because there are many human beings who are disconnected with their spirituality. Not only disconnected with their heart sets, which is their emotional life, disconnected with their spirituality. Number 4, keep a journal. I've got almost everywhere I go, I have little journals, I have big journals. But, even when I drive, not while I drive, but even when I drive, I carry, and I just make my notes. I pull over if I have an idea and I write it down, because your big ideas uncaptured will be unresolved. So you want to access your ideas and you want to write them down. And even writing things down promotes such clarity. So keep a journal. There's a whole model in the 5 a.m. Club book called the Journaling Deconstruction, where I walk you through why you should journal, including it's a vehicle to build gratitude and reduce worry. It's a vehicle to record the high moments of your life so you can relive them every time you reread them. Writing in a journal promotes incredible clarity of thought, and clarity of thought promotes clarity of thought promotes precision of action. Vague thinking leads to vague performance. Writing in a journal allows you to move through anger in a healthy way, move through sadness, move through shame, move through disappointment. You're having a tough time right now, write about it. Otherwise, you're going to suppress it, and suppressed lower grade emotions come back to bite you in powerful ways. I'm also going to make a link that isn't very well known between productivity and emotional healing. If you're not doing your emotional healing, then no matter what books you read and courses you do and good intentions you have, you will sabotage your productivity because you've got this dark energy repressed within you. Five, clean out the toxic vocabulary and victim speak from your language. This is just my opinion. You don't have to listen to anything I say. The great thing about your life is it's your life. I believe every word you speak has incredible power. Words can uplift nations. Words can destroy countries. Words are powerful. You look at the greatest leaders, it was their words that electrified their followers. And when I hear people talking, especially using swear words, it's sort of cool in some corners, it's cool to swear. I don't think it's cool to swear. I think swearing degrades your character. I think swearing degrades your energy. I think swearing isn't great for your personal reputation. I think swearing affects your mastery. I think swearing affects your positivity. Let me put it to you this way. Every word you use is either going to lift you up or it's going to tear you down. So I'm no guru. I'm far from perfect, but I do my best to use words that inspire, words that activate energy, words that upgrade my creativity. You hear a lot of people speak and it's I can't. Not only do a lot of people swear, but it's I can't do this. I struggle with this. I hate this. I'm tired of this. The words you use are actually amplifying what you're speaking about. If you use the language of struggle, this year will be a struggle. Six, eat clean food. Let's remember it was, I believe, Hippocrates who said food is medicine. What food are you eating? Look, there's nothing wrong with a cheat meal once a week. I do it. But food is medicine. If you want to purify your mindset, if you want to optimize your brain, if you want to be more productive, if you want to feel better, let's remember the food you eat affects your moods. The food you eat can either decrease inflammation or increase inflammation, which leads to long-term illness. So eat clean food. What is clean food? It's, fresh food, organic whenever possible. Food that makes you feel good. Food that comes from nature. Seven. We're at 7. Anyone having fun? Oh, good. Nice to see that. 7. Only release magic. Well, look, I wrote, if you remember the chapter where the students in the 5 a.m. club were on a South African vineyard with Mr. Riley, the eccentric tycoon who so many people across the world are in love with after reading the 5 a.m. club book, well, then you know how much I believe in magic. And I'm a practical person. I hope my feet are on the ground. I'm a former litigation lawyer. I think in very practical, analytical ways. But I do believe in magic, my good people, my friends. By the way, I want to tell you, you human beings are so good to me. You've seen me working through the new book all last year. You've been nothing but encouragement. If you look at the comments on my Instagram, we're so connected, I believe, and there's so much respect, there's so much positivity, and it's just, I just want to say thank you for all the support and encouragement you give to me. Writing the new book hasn't been easy, and but with all the support you're giving me, it's getting easier and easier. So, only release magic, point number 7. Everything you put out in the world has your good name stamped on it. Why would you put out average? Why would you not? See, patience sounds like such an obvious virtue, but patience is an essential virtue to mastery. Because it's patience that allows you to stay with the work when the voice of fear is screaming inside of you. It's hard to start a new project. It's even harder to finish a project. How many people on the planet today can stay with a book, or stay with building a company, or stay with building a relationship, or stay with growing yourself, not only for a week, that's the amateur, not only for a year, but for a decade or 2 decades. See, patience is so incredibly powerful. Then you say, Robin, how do you build patience? You build patience by doing things that push your patience to the jagged edges of your current muscles of your patience. But only release magic. I think, here's something you might not have heard. I think a lot of creative people suffer from overproductivity. I'm going to let that one simmer. We live in a world of hustle and grind. We live in a world where produce, and if you're not producing 24/7, shame on you, because you should feel guilty. Here's what I say. Produce less things. Have more time off. But what you produce, make it magic. And if you want to go deeper in that, read the 5 a.m. Club book and you'll see that model, the twin cycles of elite performance that Mr. Riley teaches to the students when he's at the vineyard in South Africa. Read that whole chapter if you want to bring magic to the world. This year, read the chapter on the twin cycles of elite performance in the 5 a.m. Club, and you'll learn the art and science of releasing magic into the world. Okay, 2 last ideas. Forgive the unforgiven. Forgiveness, Mark Twain, forgiveness is the fragrance the violet sheds on the heel that crushed it. I'll repeat that again. Mark Twain, forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet sheds on the heel that crushed it. Forgiveness is not condoning what they did to you. Forgiveness is understanding that they did what they did because they were at a level of consciousness where they could not do any better. So forgive them. Don't forget it, but forgive them. Because if you're carrying that person around on your back, you are costing yourself a lot of energy. Let karma be your revenge. And I'm not into revenge, but I'm just saying I believe in karma. And so people get what's coming to them, and it's really none of your business. It's one of the things I love about Marcus Aurelius in Meditations, where he actually said, if someone wrongs you, that's none of your business. If someone wrongs you, that's on them. It's none of your business. Finally, number 9, you know what I'm going to say. Start your day well. I believe joining the 5 a.m. Club, rising at 5 a.m., learning how to do it is the mother of all habits. The mother of all habits. The mother of all habits. Habit researchers call it a keystone habit. The one habit that lifts every other habit. Just imagine learning how to get up at 5 a.m. and then running the victory hour. That 1 hour process where you learn the 20-20-20 formula that I talk about in the 5 a.m. Club book. It is a complete game changer, because what you do in that first morning from 5 to 6 has an outsized impact on the way the rest of your day unfolds. And this isn't just wisdom, this is neuroscience. You'll learn how to activate your brain, release dopamine, reduce cortisol, increase serotonin, release BDNF, increase your metabolic rate. It's just so powerful. There is a reason a lot of the ultra producers, as well as the happiest people in the world, get up at 5 a.m. And it's not only to be physically stronger, to get fitter, to be happier. Also, getting up at 5 a.m. gives you 1 hour in the quietest time of the day to do something for yourself, to do those things like read or paint or listen to music or pray, because success without peacefulness and soulfulness is a very empty victory.